Hello, this is a demonstration of the cones of silence. This is an in-world, this is in Unit 1. This object is a scene object with the photon view and the cone of silence script. This works using Photon Voice's audio group channels. The default channel is 0, where all communication through VoIP is passed to everyone, no matter what channel they're in. I have reset that from the default 0 to 1 so that we can use the cone of silence feature. So on start, all players will be on channel 1. So using an on-trigger enter and exit, when the user passes through the collider for the cone of silence, which is this glass cube, their audio channel will be reassigned to audio group number 2, where they can only essentially hear other users using VoIP in that same area with audio channel 2. So I have my friend Katie, who is on my laptop. She's in the same room with me, so you might hear some echo through my microphone of her speaking. But Katie, if you could use voice chat to show that you're also on channel 1 right now.
Hello, I'm Katie.
Also on channel 1.
Okay, so Katie, could you walk into the cube as you're speaking, and you notice the cutoff as you walk into the cube where her channel is being reassigned?
Alright, so I'm walking into the cube right now. Walking into the cube, and I'm in the cube right now.
Okay, so notice how her voice cut off as she walked into the cone of silence. At this point, she cannot hear me speaking, and I cannot hear her speaking. Katie, if you would try to speak in the cube.
I'm in the cube and speaking.
You might hear her voice coming through my microphone, but that is just through the room. The actual client cannot hear the other clients. So now I'm going to step into the cube, and we should be able to resume conversation. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes,
Yes, I can.
Okay, so now we're both on channel 2. If Katie leaves the cube, she won't be able to converse with me anymore. So, Katie, could you step out of the cube and try to speak to me with voice chat?
Can you hear me now?
I cannot hear her. She's back on channel 1. I am still on channel 2. But as I step out of the cube, she will be able to hear me again as I'm speaking, and we can resume our conversation. So, Katie, could you say something, please?
Hello.
Hello.
So this cone of silence works through assigning voice channels. Each cone of silence, assuming we don't want them to overlap across the room in the voice room, will all have to be assigned individual unique identifiers. So right now this one's set to number 2, but it could be any number as long as it fits within the data type of a byte. So realistically we could have several voice channels. I think a byte goes up to 128, so I might be wrong about that, but for each cone of silence, it needs to be its own unique identifier, unless we want a feature where there could be 2 cones of silence and they can converse with each other, but the rest of the global world cannot. So this is cones of silence.